Joel Osteen was born on March 5th, 1963 in Houston, Texas, into a family where faith was central to everyday life. He was one of 6 children in a household built on belief and big dreams. His father, John Osteen, had been a traditional Southern Baptist pastor but shifted direction in 1959, starting what would become Lakewood Church. Joel's mother, Dodie, stood beside her husband through every challenge, shaping a home where faith, hope, and resilience were everyday lessons. Joel witnessed firsthand the power of dedication and compassion, especially when his sister Lisa was born with severe disabilities, a moment that strengthened his family's faith and commitment to healing. Each sibling followed their own path but contributed to the family's growing influence, with Lisa becoming an associate pastor and Paul serving as both a vascular surgeon and missionary. The birth of Lakewood Church began humbly in May 1959, when John and Dodie opened the doors of a church inside an old feed store in northeast Houston. Initially called Lakewood Baptist Church, it soon became a place focused on miracles and hope. By the end of the 1970s, membership had grown to over 5,000, creating a movement built on faith and community. Joel, however, was not initially drawn to preaching. Quiet and reserved, he stood out more for his diligence behind the scenes than for public speaking. After graduating from Humble High School in 1981, Joel enrolled at Oral Roberts University to study communications, but left after less than a year, knowing he had a bigger role to play in his family's ministry. Building the media ministry. At 19, Joel returned to Houston and dove into television ministry, a move that would define his future. He launched Lakewood's TV ministry from scratch, ensuring every broadcast was polished and professional. For 17 years, Joel worked behind the camera, learning the art of communication, understanding audience engagement, and shaping the church's public image. This experience gave him a unique perspective on preaching, combining media savvy with genuine faith, even though he never intended to lead from the pulpit. The transition to preaching. In January 1999, Joel finally agreed to give a sermon, a momentous decision that coincided with a personal loss. His father passed away just 6 days later. Despite grief and limited experience, Joel stepped into leadership, becoming Lakewood Church's senior pastor on June 7, 1999. His initial nervousness gave way to a natural ability to connect with people, and the congregation quickly responded. Under his guidance, Lakewood grew rapidly, from 6,000 members to more than 25,000 in just a few years, reaching audiences worldwide through television and media outreach. Expanding Lakewood Church, Joel's vision extended beyond growth in numbers. Recognizing the limitations of the original sanctuary, he orchestrated the ambitious transformation of the old Houston Rockets Arena into a 16,000-seat church. Renovations added classrooms, media rooms, and other facilities, creating a space that could host tens of thousands of worshipers each week. The expansion solidified Lakewood as a global powerhouse and made Joel a recognizable figure in American faith communities. His approach was distinctive. Rather than focusing on sin and judgment, he preached positivity, gratitude, and self-worth, blending motivational speaking with spiritual guidance. Your Best Life Now and Global Influence, Joel's 2004 book, Your Best Life Now, catapulted him to international fame. With over 4 million copies sold worldwide and a presence on the New York Times bestseller list for nearly 4 years, the book established him as both a spiritual leader and a motivational figure. Through subsequent books, speaking events, and media appearances, Joel expanded his reach, offering hope and encouragement to millions. His philosophy centered on living with abundance, maintaining hope, and developing personal potential, resonating with diverse audiences. Financial stewardship and criticism. Lakewood Church operates on an annual budget of roughly $90 million. A majority is allocated to weekly services, media outreach, and special events, with a smaller portion directed toward missions and community programs. While some have questioned this distribution, Joel emphasizes that the church's influence is measured not only by monetary donations, but by the lives impacted through sermons, television broadcasts, and outreach programs. Joel himself does not take a salary from the church, instead earning through books, speaking engagements, and related ventures. Together with his wife, Victoria, Joel has built a personal fortune estimated between $50 and $100 million. Personal life and partnership with Victoria. Joel met Victoria in 1985 while visiting a Houston jewelry store. At the time, she was a psychology student helping in her mother's store. They married 2 years later, and Victoria became a steadfast partner in both life and ministry. Raised in a family rooted in science and faith, she brought balance and insight to their shared mission. In 2003, Victoria launched the Lakewood Women's Ministry, which now reaches thousands annually and has authored best-selling books herself, further amplifying the church's influence. Together, they have nurtured their children, Jonathan and Alexandra, who have embraced roles in worship, music, and ministry, continuing the family's legacy. Teaching philosophy and controversy, Joel Osteen's preaching is closely associated with the prosperity gospel, emphasizing faith, positivity, and living a fulfilling life. His message centers on hope, gratitude, and personal growth, providing encouragement to those facing challenges. Critics argue that this approach can overlook the deeper complexities of faith, yet many find comfort and inspiration in his words. Joel has also addressed traditions such as baptism and communion, encouraging participation while adapting to a modern, media-driven church experience. Community and Outreach Lakewood has consistently sought to make a tangible impact, though its methods differ from traditional models. The church participates in outreach, organizes large events like Night of Hope, and provides support to members and the wider community. These programs aim to inspire, educate, and strengthen the church's influence while meeting people where they are, whether through media, music, or direct engagement. Leadership in times of challenge. Joel and Victoria's leadership has been tested by personal losses, logistical challenges, and public scrutiny. Through it all, they have emphasized resilience, hope, and the power of community. Their responses reflect a focus on faith, compassion, and maintaining a safe, welcoming environment for all who attend Lakewood services. Legacy and continuing influence. From a small feed store to a global megachurch, Joel Osteen's journey reflects persistence, vision, and an ability to connect with millions. His approach combines faith, media, and motivational insight, creating a message of hope and inspiration. Victoria continues to play a vital role, expanding the church's reach through books, podcasts, and leadership initiatives. Together, they guide Lakewood Church with a blend of faith, innovation, and commitment to service, leaving a lasting impact on modern American Christianity.